Answering critical thinking questions in an interview effectively is essential, as these questions are designed to assess your ability to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize information to make reasoned decisions. Here are some key tips and strategies to help you prepare and perform well. Number 1, understand the question. Listen carefully. Pay close attention to the question to understand exactly what is being asked. Don't rush to respond without fully grasping the scenario or problem presented. Clarify if needed. If the question is ambiguous or you're unsure about certain aspects, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. This shows that you are thorough and careful in your approach. Number 2, structure your answer. Think before you speak. Take a moment to organize your thoughts. A structured response is easier to follow and demonstrates clear thinking. Use a framework. Applying a logical framework can help in structuring your response. For example, you might use the situation, task, action, and result STAR method for scenario-based questions, or pros and cons for decision-making questions. And number 3, show your reasoning. Explain your thought process. Articulate the steps you are taking in your mind. Describe how you analyze the information, the assumptions you make, the factors you consider, and how you arrived at a conclusion. Be analytical. Demonstrate your ability to break down complex information into manageable parts and examine the relationships between them. And the last 2 are number 4, be critical. Evaluate different perspectives. Show that you can consider multiple viewpoints and understand the implications of different decisions or actions. And finally, number 5, give examples. Use real-life scenarios. If possible, relate your answers to real-world experiences where you've applied critical thinking skills. This makes your response more credible and relatable. Be specific. General answers can seem unfocused. Provide specific examples or details to demonstrate your point effectively. Great. Let's jump right into the sample answers. Question number 1. Tell me about a time when you needed to make a decision quickly. In my various different roles throughout my career, I often faced situations that required quick decision making. One scenario stands out when our team was on a tight deadline to deliver a project to a key client. During the final review, we discovered a significant error that could delay the project's completion. With the deadline just hours away, I had to quickly assess the situation and decide the best course of action. I considered the following options: either delaying the delivery to ensure a flawless product or delivering on time with a plan for immediate correction. Understanding the importance of client trust and our company's reputation, I decided to communicate openly with the client. I quickly arranged a meeting with them, explained the situation, and proposed delivering the project on time but with a scheduled update to fix the error within 24 hours. I also laid out a detailed plan for addressing the issue and preventing similar occurrences in the future. The client appreciated the transparency and was impressed with our commitment to quality and accountability. They agreed to the plan, which allowed us to maintain our relationship and uphold our professional standards. This experience taught me the importance of rapid decision-making, clear communication, and integrity in professional settings. It reinforced that being upfront with clients about challenges can strengthen relationships rather than weaken them. Question number 2. Tell me about a time when you had to convince your supervisor or team to use an alternative approach to solve a problem. In one of my previous roles, I was part of a team working on a critical project with a tight deadline. As we approached the final stages, it became clear that our initial approach to testing the product was not giving us the results fast enough to meet our timeline. Recognizing the urgency, I proposed an alternative method using automated testing tools, which we hadn't used extensively before. I prepared a detailed presentation outlining the benefits of automated testing, specifically its efficiency and ability to run multiple tests at the same time. I also addressed potential concerns, such as the learning curve and the initial setup time, by suggesting a phased implementation plan and providing examples of similar successful transitions at other companies. To convince my supervisor and the team, I organized a small demo using the automated tools on parts of our project. This hands-on demonstration helped in displaying the practical benefits and efficiency gains. After discussions and a detailed review of the proposed approach, my supervisor adopted the automated testing method. The result was a significant reduction in testing time, which helped us meet the deadline and enhanced our overall product quality. This experience taught me the importance of being proactive and flexible, and it reinforced the value of data-driven decision-making in a professional setting. Question number 3. How would you handle a situation where you noticed your supervisor made an error in a report or presentation? Before we explore the answer to this critical thinking interview question, it's important to understand why this answer is powerful. The answer fosters a culture of trust and integrity and demonstrates respect for the supervisor's role while also affirming a commitment to the team's objectives and quality of work. Handling the situation with discretion avoids embarrassment and supports a constructive resolution. Additionally, it highlights a proactive attitude and problem-solving skills, which are valuable traits in any professional setting. In this type of situation, I would first ensure that the error is substantial and could potentially impact the intended message or outcome. If the error is minor and does not affect the overall understanding, it might not be necessary to bring it up immediately, especially in a public setting like during a presentation. If the error is significant, I would approach my supervisor privately. I would ask for a moment of their time and mention that I noticed something in the report or presentation that might need a second look. I would present this in a constructive manner, making it clear that I intend to support the team's success. For example, I might say, I was reviewing the figures in the presentation and noticed a discrepancy that might affect our conclusions. Could we review it together to ensure everything is aligned? I would be prepared to show what I found and suggest possible corrections if I'm confident about the solution. I believe it's important to be collaborative rather than confrontational. I would also express willingness to help correct the error, whether that means adjusting the data, revising the document, or evaluating certain aspects of the project once more. Question number 4. Can you describe one of the most difficult decisions you have had to make at work? This following answer is powerful because it reflects critical thinking, responsibility, and leadership qualities. It demonstrates the ability to make tough decisions under pressure while considering the broader impact on the organization. It also shows a commitment to quality and integrity and the ability to communicate effectively and persuasively with stakeholders at all levels. Such a response in an interview setting can effectively highlight one's capabilities in decision-making, strategic thinking, and leadership, all of which are highly valued in any professional role. One of the most difficult decisions I had to make in my professional life involved choosing between maintaining a strict deadline for a project or pushing the deadline back to ensure the quality and thoroughness of the work. The project was significant for the company, and the pressure to meet the original deadline was intense, with clear expectations from upper management. After a detailed evaluation, I chose to advocate for extending the deadline. This decision was not made lightly. It required me to gather substantial evidence about the potential risks of rushing the project, including compromised quality and potential oversights that could affect client satisfaction and the company's reputation. I prepared a detailed presentation, supported by data and case studies, to make a compelling case to everyone involved about the long-term benefits of allowing more time. This decision was challenging because it required me to confront senior management and challenge the initial expectations. It also put me in a position where I had to balance the immediate desires of the business against the long-term benefits of quality assurance and customer satisfaction. Question number 5. How would you handle a situation where a colleague presented you with a new or unusual idea? This following approach is powerful because it not only nurtures an innovative and inclusive workplace culture but also empowers colleagues by showing respect for their contributions. It encourages the team to approach challenges creatively and to not shy away from proposing novel solutions. I believe by facilitating a supportive environment that values constructive feedback and experimentation, it enhances the team's capacity to adapt and evolve, which is crucial in today's fast-paced work environments. When a colleague introduces a new or unusual idea, I would first express genuine interest and appreciation for their creativity and initiative. This establishes a supportive environment that encourages open communication. I would ask thoughtful questions to fully understand their perspective, intentions, and the objectives they aim to achieve with their idea. This involves actively listening and engaging in a constructive discussion to explore the idea's potential benefits and challenges. After gaining a clear understanding, I would provide constructive feedback, highlighting the strengths of the idea while also addressing any concerns or areas for improvement. If the idea aligns with our team's goals and could potentially enhance our projects or processes, I would suggest setting up a small-scale test or pilot project. This approach allows us to evaluate the idea's effectiveness and feasibility in a controlled setting without committing extensive resources. If the idea needs further development, I would encourage my colleague to refine it, offering my assistance or directing them to the appropriate resources or personnel that could help. Throughout this process, I would maintain a positive and encouraging tone to foster a culture of innovation and collaboration within the team. Question number 6. You are leading a project, and 2 weeks before the deadline, you realize the project is significantly behind schedule. Your team is working hard, but it's unlikely you'll meet the deadline. Describe your approach to managing this situation. What steps would you take to communicate with your team and others involved to try and complete the project? In a situation where a critical project is behind schedule, my approach would focus on transparent communication, prioritization, and contingency planning. First, I would thoroughly assess the current project status with the team to identify the specific causes of the delay and evaluate the remaining workload. This would involve understanding the technical challenges and determining which tasks are critical for the project's success. I would then prioritize the project tasks, focusing on the critical path that directly impacts the project's outcome. This might involve reallocating resources, extending work hours, or temporarily deprioritizing less critical tasks. At the same time, I would develop a contingency plan that includes feasible milestones and a revised timeline, considering the best and worst case scenarios. I believe communication is important throughout this process in such scenarios, so I would schedule a meeting with all key people involved to update them on the current status. In this meeting, I would present the revised plan, highlighting our steps to address the delay and set realistic expectations regarding the new deadlines. I would ensure to keep this communication clear, concise, and factual, focusing on solutions rather than problems. Throughout this period, I would maintain an open line of communication with everyone involved, providing regular updates. This approach not only keeps everyone informed but also helps manage expectations and build trust. This strategy is powerful because it addresses the immediate challenges of the project while ensuring that everyone involved remains up to date so that trust is maintained. By focusing on transparency, prioritization, and continuous communication, it enables the team to navigate through setbacks effectively and increases the project's chances of success despite the hurdles. Question number 7. How do you handle making a decision when you don't have all the information? When faced with making a decision without all the necessary information, I follow a structured approach to minimize risks and make the most informed choice possible. I would first identify what critical information is missing and determine if there's a realistic way to obtain it within the given time frame. If it's possible to gather more data, I prioritize doing so. If gathering additional information isn't possible, I rely on a combination of past experiences, situations, and input from knowledgeable colleagues to fill in the gaps. This helps in forming a well-rounded perspective on the issue at hand. Next, I would evaluate each option's potential risks and benefits, considering the best and worst case scenarios. This involves a risk assessment to understand the impact of each decision and to prepare contingency plans for possible outcomes. I also apply a decision-making framework, such as the decision matrix, which involves scoring each option against relevant criteria to see which choice scores the highest. This systematic approach helps in comparing the alternatives objectively. Once a decision is made, I ensure to monitor the outcomes closely. This allows for quick adjustments if the situation changes or if the decision leads to unexpected results. Keeping everyone informed throughout the process is crucial, as it builds trust and enables collective responsibility for the decision. This approach is powerful because it combines analytical and intuitive decision-making. By acknowledging what is unknown, leveraging collective intelligence, and preparing for various outcomes, it provides a balanced way to make complex decisions. It ensures that decisions are not only thoughtful and informed but also adaptable to changing circumstances, which is crucial in dynamic environments. Question number 8. When solving a problem or completing a task, how do you determine when you need help from others? When addressing a problem or completing a task, the decision to get help from others is important and should be driven by a few key considerations. Initially, it's essential to assess your own expertise and the resources at your disposal. If the problem extends beyond your current knowledge or skills, or if you anticipate that the task could be executed more efficiently with additional expertise, then it's important to consider enlisting help. Another main factor is the scope and impact of the task. If the task is critical and has major consequences for success or failure, collaborating with others can mitigate risks and enhance the quality of the outcome. Also, if the problem is complex and involves multiple disciplines or perspectives, collaboration can provide a more complete approach and innovative solutions. Time constraints also play a crucial role. If the deadline is tight and the learning curve to acquire the necessary skills is steep, seeking help can be a more effective strategy than attempting to handle everything solo. This approach not only helps in meeting deadlines but also in maintaining the quality of work. Recognizing when to seek help is about understanding and leveraging the collective skills within a team or organization. By acknowledging that you don't have all the answers, you open up the opportunity for others to contribute their expertise, which can lead to more effective and comprehensive solutions. This strategy is powerful because it combines diverse knowledge and perspectives, often leading to more creative and sustainable outcomes. It also promotes a culture of teamwork and continuous learning, where each member's strengths are recognized and utilized. Moreover, involving others can help in building stronger relationships within a team, fostering a supportive and collaborative work environment. Question number 9. Can you describe a situation where you had to solve a problem by tackling it from multiple different perspectives? How do you approach the problem, and what was the outcome? I once faced a challenge involving a critical project that was significantly behind schedule, posing a risk to both our delivery commitments and customer satisfaction. The problem had many sides, including technical issues, team dynamics, and communication barriers. To address this, I adopted a comprehensive approach by breaking down the problem into these 3 key areas. First, from a technical standpoint, I collaborated closely with the engineering team to prioritize the resolution of high-impact bugs and optimize our development processes. This involved reevaluating our existing workflows and integrating more efficient automation tools to speed up testing phases. After recognizing the importance of team dynamics, I developed a series of workshops aimed at improving collaboration. These workshops included conflict resolution training and team building activities, which helped to boost morale and enhance synergy across the team. Finally, I implemented a new protocol for more effective information sharing to tackle communication barriers. This included regular update meetings, the use of a centralized communication platform, and clearer documentation practices. Ensuring everyone had access to the information they needed in a timely manner was important for aligning all members toward the common goal. I am happy to say that as a result of these strategies, we managed to bring the project back on track, meeting the revised deadlines without compromising the quality of what we delivered. The project's success restored our clients' confidence and laid a stronger foundation for future collaborations. This experience was powerful because it highlighted the importance of a holistic approach to problem solving. By addressing technical issues, team dynamics, and communication simultaneously, I was able to transform a potentially negative outcome into a success story, demonstrating that multifaceted challenges often require solutions that are just as complex. And finally, question number 10. How would you handle a situation where a colleague is having trouble understanding your process or solution? In situations where a colleague is having difficulty understanding my process or solution, I believe it is essential to approach the issue with empathy and patience. My first step is to invite them to a one-on-one discussion to address any confusion. During this meeting, I would actively listen to their concerns and questions to identify the specific areas of misunderstanding. My next step was to explain the process or solution again, but this time I would use simpler terms or analogies relevant to our shared work experiences. I would incorporate visual aids such as diagrams, flowcharts, or step-by-step guides, as these can often make complex ideas more accessible and easier to grasp. I would also encourage an interactive dialogue by asking open-ended questions like, what part of this process do you find challenging? Or how do you think this solution impacts your work? This helps clarify their doubts and ensures they feel involved in the discussion, making it more likely for them to engage deeply with the solution. After the discussion, I believe it's important to follow up by sending a summary email outlining the key points we covered and offering further assistance if needed. I would also make it a point to check in with them periodically to ensure they are comfortable with the process or solution and to offer ongoing support. This approach is powerful because it fosters a collaborative and supportive work environment. By actively engaging in empathetic communication and providing tailored explanations, I help build a stronger, more cohesive team. It also demonstrates leadership qualities like patience, understanding, and the ability to effectively convey complex information in an accessible manner. This not only helps in resolving immediate issues but also enhances mutual respect and cooperation among team members. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.